Keep at it.
The furnace core. The path to the surface is close at hand now. Thank you. What you've done has brought new hope to the underworld. Now, we have to wait and see. But maybe this will lead to a new lease on life. Well, you should really be thanking Sampo. If it weren't for his intel, we wouldn't have made it in time. As Wildfire's leader, I couldn't simply look on while you fought on our behalf. We had to come help.
Huh? Huh? So you're the real chief? What about Oleg?
Oleg has always acted on my behalf. He helps me deal with all manner of problems in the underworld. Thanks to him, I'm able to make time for the people. I do my best to make sure that they have everything they need. At the same time, I was formulating a plan to deal with Svarog. Your arrival unraveled that carefully crafted yet rudimentary plan. And for that, you have my utmost thanks. A person is defined by their actions alone. I think that's how the saying goes. If the underworld recovers its freedom, the people will see you as heroes. However, even though Svarog is no longer sealing off the furnace core, there's no way that we undergrounders could go pouring onto the surface. That cold-blooded Supreme Guardian has used lies and tricks to keep the surface separated from the underground. If she detects any change in the underworld, I don't know what she might resort to. As for Wildfire, we need more time to build up our strength. Of course, there's no doubt about that. So I'll be sending someone I trust to go with you.
Zila.
Didn't she tell you? In private, she insisted on accompanying you. Don't let her carefree nature fool you. She's actually very discerning and can read a situation like no one else. Zila is a talented scout and a quick thinker. She takes decisive action. She'll definitely be able to help you. Not to mention, you also have Branya now. You're right. But with Zila by her side, I know she'll recover. Hey, when's the last time you got some rest? I heard that you've been on your feet looking for Svarog since Rivet Town. Health is everything. You won't be much use if you neglect yours. Let Wildfire take care of the furnace core for now. You head back and recuperate. If you're lucky, perhaps tomorrow you can return to the overworld.
Equilibrium. The universe should be in equilibrium. Yes, equilibrium. The arbiters of the equilibrium are giving you a trial. For the equilibrium of all worlds, you must demonstrate your strength. The strong will be given greater opportunities. The weak a chance to breathe. Passing the trial will prove that your strength has shaken the scales of power. Worlds will change, and thus equilibrium. You will encounter stronger enemies, harder puzzles, and greater rewards. After equilibrium, you will go on to face yet more trials. It is your choice to make. But in the end, equilibrium will be upheld. You will obtain more of the material, more of the spiritual, more of the countable, more of the immeasurable. What is obtained will be in proportion to your strength, and thus in equilibrium. Equilibrium. It is for this that all worlds change.
Well, now that we're done with that whole situation in the underworld, we can finally look for the Stellaron. But thinking about it, I feel a bit bad about Clara. We promised her that our talks with Svarog would go peacefully.
You tried your best to persuade him. It's my fault for not preparing better for such a situation in advance.
I didn't mean for you guys to start beating yourselves up over it. Look on the bright side. Things turned out alright, didn't they? Now everyone knows that the real problem here is the Stellaron, and they're willing to help us out. All in all, the mission is going super smoothly.
But we still have a lot left to figure out. For instance... Exactly. There must be a reason for this sudden change in her attitude. And we still don't have the coordinates and location of the Stellaron. We still haven't put all of the pieces together. Dreams?
Oh, I remember you mentioned something about strange dreams before.
All three dreams were the same, with Cocolia and that other voice.
It would be weird to call it a coincidence.
I'm wondering if these dreams aren't just random, if there's some meaning behind them. Maybe you're having them because...
Because of the Stellaron inside him?
That's my hunch, but I have no proof.
Well, then that's as good as nothing for now. So, what should we do when we get back above ground? After all this talk, we're still back at square one.
We solve a puzzle one piece at a time. Let's get some rest. We'll talk to Wildfire tomorrow and get to the bottom of this. Also, there's still one more key character we haven't talked to yet. Her connection to Cocolia may be the key to cracking this mystery.
You're back! I've heard from Wildfire that you helped resolve that whole situation with Svarog. Amazing. It must have been exhausting. Please have some food and get a good night's rest.
Over there. See that? That used to be the worst street in Rivet Town, and it's also where I grew up. My friends and I used to wander those streets, thinking about where to find our next meal. That is, until Chief Oleg got me out and took me to the orphanage. There, I learned to read and write from Natasha. At the age of 10, I started to patrol the mines with Oleg, occasionally getting into fights with the local thugs.
That sounds nice.
Nice? You being sarcastic with me?
Oh, no, sorry. Life in the underworld is difficult. I shouldn't be speaking about it so lightly.
Ugh, you're always so serious. It really gets on people's nerves sometimes, you know?
Right. What I meant was... I kind of envy you, Zila. For as long as I can remember, my days have been an endless cycle of studying, etiquette lessons, and training. Every day, all I hear is, "Remember who you are, Bronya. This is against the Architect's admonishments, Bronya. Ladies shouldn't use such foul language, Bronya." Some may envy this kind of life, but I have felt trapped. When every choice and every goal has already been made for you. You probably can't imagine how that feels.
No, I can't. But more importantly, what kind of foul language were you using?
In the name of the Architects, I shall stick this spear into your nostril.
That's it? Oh, that's nothing. Looks like I'll have to teach you some underworld slang before you go back.
No, that won't be necessary.
It'll be better than poking people's nostrils, at least. I never thought that I'd be here having a heart-to-heart with the future Guardian. As a kid, I didn't meet many people who lived in the overworld. I only heard stories from the grown-ups and figured you were all just a bunch of cold snobs.
I've heard from some Silvermane veterans that before the orders were made to seal off the underworld from the overworld, there was no difference between the two places. Everybody ate the same food, chatted about the same topics, celebrated the same festivals. Even though times are different now, things like the joys and sorrows of life, the ties between people, these precious things must certainly still connect us all. If there is a way to bridge the gap between the two worlds, we can definitely go back to the time when you and I were not divided, when we could stand side by side against the Eternal Freeze and the Fragmentum.
I'm not like you. I don't have that many grand plans for the future. But if that's the future you want, I'm willing to build this bridge with you.
Thank you, Zila. Your trust is very important to me.
Speaking of which, what are you going to do next? What Svarog revealed must have made quite an impact, huh?
Yes. I thought I was prepared for anything, but as long as I am the Guardian's successor, those truths will come out sooner or later. But why does my mother hide it from me, and why does she want me to hunt down the outsiders who know about the nature of the Stellaron? It doesn't make sense. I thought it over. There's only one thing I can do. Go ask her directly.
You... Hold on. You're not really going, are you? Alone? You can't. This plan is...
I've already thought it through, Zila. I am Madame Cocolia's daughter. That will never change. Be it my duties as her heir or as a Silvermane guard, I must face my problems head on. Even if...
Branya.
This is for you, Zila. Please help me pass it on to the outsiders. If I am unable to see you again, they'll know what to do.
Okay, I understand. You've made up your mind, and there's nothing I can say that will change it. But remember this. If you run into trouble, I will come to save you, no matter what.
Then I'll be waiting for you. So, did you come to this spot when you were a child?
Of course. I just didn't appreciate how nice it was at the time. Very nice.
That was a good sleep. I should go meet up with March and Danhong.
Took you long enough, sleepyhead. We've been waiting all day. I've noticed that our sleep routines don't match up. You either keep getting up in the middle of the night or snoozing away until the day's almost out. Unacceptable. You gotta work on your teamwork.
Did you have a dream again last night?
So that's why you slept for so long.
Well then, let's go find Wildfire to discuss our next move and see if they have any new discoveries.
Let's go! I can't wait to finally get back above ground!
Oh, look who's here.
It's the Bane of Svarog, the big hero of the underworld. And the other big heroes, Dan Hung and March 7th.
Were those lines rehearsed?
Where's Natasha? Is she here?
She has a bunch of other things to attend to, so I hope you don't mind talking to this old man instead. I speak on behalf of Natasha. By the way, sorry for keeping that whole thing about her being the actual leader of Wildfire a secret. I'm glad you don't mind. Natasha is always cautious, but she has no ill intent, as you surely have noticed. She told me to make sure you return to the overworld safely. I gave it some thought, and I think the safest way is to ask this fella for help.
I brought you down. I can take you back up. Free of charge. Satisfaction guaranteed.
There's no need to knock us out this time, right?
Of course not. This time, we'll go back through the furnace core. Well, for my sparkling companionship, of course. I jest. The path has been blocked for over 10 years, and very few know how to get through. That's where I come in.
Ugh, enough chatter. Just be a good guide.
Hold on. What about Branya? Why isn't she here?
She already went back. As you know, she has some things to settle with the Supreme Guardian.
What? She just ditched us and went back? How could you let her?
Exactly. She has a lot of responsibilities. I don't completely understand, but I trust that she's trying to solve the problem. Oh, right. Branya told me to give you this.
She left us a letter. Could this be one of those open in case of emergency letters? I've never gotten one of those before. Should we wait until we run into something dangerous?
Stop overthinking and just open it.
Brother and sister Landau. Oh, Serval! So she's Japard's older sister.
She gave it some good thought. But whatever's going on in that Supreme Guardian's head, even Branya might have trouble understanding. Sampo, do you know the Landau siblings?
Landau. Yeah, we're all friends. I've mostly dealt with the younger brother in the past, but the sister, she's much scarier. Today's supposed to be a day of celebration, so let's not talk about it right now. We can set out at any time. Just come find me when you're ready.
la 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 la.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Finally! You're here! This is urgent, so I'll cut to the chase. Arlen's disappeared. Yes, I can't find him. He's not answering his messages or calls.
In all the time since I took him in, this has never happened. Of course! I didn't see him. Parts of the surveillance system were destroyed when the Legion invaded. It still hasn't been fully repaired. Maybe he took advantage of a blind spot. It's been 13 hours since he last contacted me. He usually takes less than 13 seconds to reply to my messages. I looked everywhere and couldn't find him, so I checked the security department's work plan records. This is what I found. Look at his last work objectives entry. Of the heart, of the mirror, of the self. It's so strange. Don't worry about those. I asked people in the security department, but none of them thought it was concerning. They said stuff like, Brother Arlen is a grown man with his own plans. I couldn't get them to listen at all, so I'm asking you for help. Oh, I have a secret weapon. Say hello to Peppy. Peppy's my dog. Arlen's looked after him since he was a puppy. They're great friends. Peppy knows Arlen's scent. Maybe he can track him down. Yes! Think about it. If people see me, the acting lead researcher searching for Arlen, wouldn't that make Arlen look incompetent as head of the security department? Oh, let's go together! Relax. Peppy doesn't bite. That's Professor Capote? Are you sure? Weird. Look at all his fans. Huh.
I must confess that light was the...
Master Capote!
Oh, it's you! Long time no see. Are you okay? Come, join the others and listen to me recount the tale of the Legion's invasion. The antimatter Legion. Aha! Such is the power. Arlen? Forgive me?
Insert dramatic pause and sudden drama here.
Everyone knows the most important word in my life is principle. Huh? Without principle, what difference would there be between a person and a mechanical arm?
Wait a minute.
Last time he said the most important.
We need to update Master Capote's life wiki. This will be version 12.0 of his life keywords.
Anyway, regrettably, I already swore on my life that I. Seems like you already know what Captain Arlen had a similar expression to yours when he found me. He was anxious and desired an answer. But answers are not easy to give. Besides, he wanted to master a trial of the heart that would thoroughly change him, and that would be even more. You can't even imagine the difficulty of the trial.
His words match Arlen's work plan records. Seems like he does have key information.
I didn't say that. Did you mishear it? What I said was, life is a trial, and you need to be true to yourself. So, I know nothing about anything you said about Captain Arlen. I need to head to a meeting now. Can we talk later?
I can't let him get away like this. If he doesn't want to tell me, then...
Don't joke about that. I did hear...
Stop looking down on
Master Capote's life...
Even if you
Indeed. Could you think up something? I need to give you a
No need to bother Master
Wow, the cringe.
Well, I'll protect... Of course, if you...
I can't let him get away like that.
Dare to utter such a threat? Listen here. Leaving aside, why not threaten to kill me while you're at it?
Master Capote is...
He said the exact same...
Yes, the part about not yielding.
I'm gonna print out the transcript of...
Transcript? I didn't think a clue like that would suddenly pop up. This is the one who meant...
Hey, you've been... You even met...
You must be one of those...
We're on the same side after all.
Ugh!
What happened to you? Yeah, I guess... This handwriting looks familiar. Against the scorching sun... Yuck, so slimy. Looks like a candid shot, but there's a figure that's not... So Arlen did go to see Professor Capote. Ugh, even the space station... So, trial of the heart, so that's how Arlen sees. I need to talk to him. Let's hurry up and find him. Peppy? That's Dan Hung and the security department staff. There are still remnants of the Antimatter Legion in the space station.
The time is now.
Let's make it quick.
How about this?
You have the worst luck running into me. Stay right there while I give you a present. Look, listen, feel, catch!
It's too late to repent. What are you doing here? Then be careful. Arlan isn't here right now, so we need to step up the space station security. Spare no effort, and stay focused.
Yes, Brother Don Hung.
Yes, he's with March. But I suggest you don't bother him. He's given himself a personal trial.
Brother Arlen's special trial? He's a man among men, a lion among tigers. He's already reached great heights, but still he wants to improve.
That trial. I bet it's even more intense than physical training. And Brother Arlen already challenges himself to the limit in that department. He runs 21,358 meters around the space station every day. An eagle among wolves. Always so hard on himself.
I think it must have something to do with the mind. He probably found a waterfall and asked Ms. March to lower the temperature to freezing point.
No way. Brother Arlen's trial wouldn't be as simple as just standing under a waterfall. I think he wants to learn fighting skills from Miss March.
They're not correct, but not wrong either. Arlan came to me to learn how to manage pressure from his boss. So I sent him to March. If he can manage her, then he has nothing to fear.
I think Brother Don Hung is pretty smart.
Brother Arlen only has one weakness in his armor, but he won't ignore it. He's too awesome for that.
Arlan and I decided to switch our assignments. He went with March to investigate a suspicious crystal, and I've taken up his patrol. That's all. He gave me a pass for access across the space station while on patrol.
I found a broken ceiling tile. This mark? It must be from where Brother Arlen smashed it down!
Move aside. What kind of clue is that? This floor tile I found is way better. Look at the footprint. It's the right size, not to mention the angle of motion. This is proof of Brother Arlen in combat.
He said he read an anonymous handwritten journal in the space station. It contained 36 different strategies to do with managing pressure from one's boss. It also contained some information on trials. Firstly, trial of the heart. One needs to acknowledge the pressure in one's heart, and only then can one face it. Secondly, trial of the mirror. Like a mirror's reflection, one needs to personally experience the pressure others feel in a job in order to understand it. Lastly, trial of the self. One places oneself within that pressure to complete a transformation. I believe he came to me to complete the trial of the mirror. No, he didn't say, and I didn't ask.
Brother Arlen doesn't need a reason to improve himself. You don't understand him at all.
Brother Arlen is a fierce fighter with an eye for detail. If you don't understand his reason for doing things, maybe that's because you're too zoomed in.
He's just staying ahead of the game is all. He's the space station's cold-hearted hawk. The security department's alpha wolf.
If you want to find Arlan, just contact March.
Oh, Arlen, I'm sorry. I need to... Oh, there's a... I got Arlen. Oh, maybe he printed... Look how smashed up the ceiling tile is. Arlen must have thought... It's Arlen's shoe size, all right? And this... Maybe even these shoes are pink. Yeah. We need Peppy? Let's get...
So Peppy can locate March just by looking at a photo of her. Is he really using scent to track?
What a cute doggy! Oh, you're here too. Hey, he's a new face and you're not. Huh, this little guy looks familiar. Ah, are you Arlen's Peppy? Aw, I'm sorry. Your master isn't here. He's gone off to investigate. He kept harping on about Don Hung being a true warrior or something. Oh, he did say that completing an assignment with me would help him complete the final trial. It felt like he learned a lot from me. Then again, everyone has a lot to learn from me. We were investigating suspicious crystals together, but he said it was all pointless if he couldn't transform himself. I could tell he was giving himself a lot of pressure, so I gave him a suggestion. I told him actions speak louder than words when you want to prove yourself. I was just thinking out loud, really. I had no idea what kind of trial he was doing. But when he heard that, he said Mr. Donhung was right. And then he just left. I took a photo of him. He was doing one of those tough guy walks. Come to think of it, maybe I shouldn't have left him alone. Take me with you if you're going after him.
Let's make it quick. Reach the end of the story in your own way.
I read that a Stellaron's internal fluctuations will cause a fragmentum to appear. Did Arlen?
Hey, relax. I've seen plenty of Stellarons. It'll be fine.
I hope Arlen is safe. The extent of the corrosion here is a lot worse than I imagined. Mrs. Hinkle did say the cleanup had been slow in places.
Step aside. I have no interest.
Let's go.
Clemency? Never heard of it.
Let's make it quick.
What's this? Look, listen, feel, kick!
Step aside. Clemency? Never heard of it. The time is now.
Let's go.
What's this?
You have the worst luck running.
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Lady Asta, I've never seen anything like this before. It looks like some kind of new entity. It must have mutated.
Move carefully.
Let's make it quick.
My turn. What's this? Look, listen, feel, kick! Try that again!
Rules are made to be broken! You're out!
Gotta try hard sometimes. Check out this awesome move!
Step aside. The time is now.
Gotta get those vitamins!
Don't worry about me.
What about this?
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Keep at it.
Are you okay, my lady?
Arlen,
Lady Asta?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
It's all my fault. I've been putting too much on your plate, and that's why you look. I honestly, I just want to say I'm sorry.
My lady, You didn't give me any pressure.
Arlen, you don't need to hide this from me any longer. If you can't forgive me right now, then
But
Firstly, your trial of the heart. You went to Professor Capote and asked him to simulate, and the evidence is... Firstly, and the evidence... Master Capote's... This transcript are clearly Professor Capote. I am the source of...
My lady, but they had nothing to do with you.
Oh, Arlen. We know... I'm so sorry, Arlen.
Miss...
Hold it! Firstly, and the evidence is... Master Capote's life... This transcript are clearly Professor Capote. I am the source...
My lady, but they had nothing...
Oh, Arlen, won't you accept... I'll just have to show you more evidence. We know the essence of your trial of the heart, and we also know that you asked Unhung to help you complete the trial of the mirror. I'm so sorry, Arlen.
Miss...
Hold it! This isn't just a photo?
Lady Asta.
No, the combination, it points to one. You even print, I know, exactly.
My lady, Lady Asta, please! I always try to complete every assignment you
Asta?
But Arlen doesn't have any other...
What? Arlen wanted to go on a... Phew. Good thing I... Guess I made the right What did he say? That I'm good at...
Arlen, all I want... But... Stop! Arlen, I understood the level of...
Didn't I take that photo?
I'm always giving you tasks. When I saw this photo, I'm just sorry, please.
My lady, I started this trial...
What?
Whenever she's back on the space station, Madame Herta assigns me things outside the security department remit. Even if I dared to refuse, I wouldn't know how. She's just too overbearing. Whether it's helping her test some new specimen, or looking for ancient documents I've never even heard of. Assignments like those were okay before the invasion. But now, I need to focus on clearing out any last traces of the Legion.
Aha! So you're trying to learn how to reject Herta and then put it into practice.
Yes. I found an anonymous handwritten journal while I was cleaning up. It mentioned 36 different strategies for relieving pressure. That's where I read about the trials. Yes. There were detailed notes, so I wanted to give them a try. I'm sorry, my lady. I didn't want to bother anyone, so I didn't mention it.
So, you don't feel pressured around me?
I've never felt pressured around you, my lady.
All right. It's all a misunderstanding. You two should reflect on your actions. Right? Yeah. See, the two of us would never have misunderstandings like this. You keep saying that. What did Don Hung even say?
Thank you for helping Lady Asta. And for coming to find me.
You're welcome. Although if you really want to thank me, let me play Hollow Disc with Peppy, please.
This place could do with some iris scanners. Wouldn't want unregistered visitors sneaking aboard. I remember Lady Asta commissioned some security equipment a while back. Maybe she still has some spares. Ah, that's right. Since the Legion's invasion, Lady Asta's been procuring defense products customized to the station's needs. I think she's already got platinum membership cards with some of the suppliers. When the unthinkable happens, it usually comes down to the combat effectiveness of the defenders to gain the upper hand. But it's always helpful to have the right equipment by your side. In addition to visitor recognition systems, I've made a few notes on third-party Sigma monitoring and emergency response devices. Of course, it'd be great if you never had to use any of it, but I hope my analysis is of help to the conductor. Sorry, I was just trying to help. Anyway, thanks for inviting me to see the train. I've seen the express when it was docked at the platform, but this is my first time on board. I'm not as knowledgeable as Lady Asta. The only way I can contribute is to help the station improve its defenses, don't you think? Huh? You're right. I need to learn to unwind. I've been so focused on the station's defenses recently. It's easy to forget that work-life balance is the best way to stay on top. Thanks for your advice. It's nice to have a break every now and then.